for the brief inability to get the stream running. Had a connection problem. We will be back in the race as soon as possible. We do know that Bean won stage 1 and is at the moment continuing to lead at Atlanta. Has a sizable lead over the pack. Aero Racing Design appears to be up in front. We'll go back to the pack here. There we go, back to Bean. Okay. At the moment, there are... I will have a lap number ready for you as soon as I can. I do know that we are somewhere in the middle of stage 2. There are currently, I believe, 1 or 2 laps to go in the stage. We'll have to see when he comes around the next time. But I think at this point it's only 1 to go. Yes, it is only 1 to go in the stage. Bean comes around, I believe he is going to win 2 out of 3 stages. And Bean has won stage 2. We're now underway, ready to go for stage 3. We're racing again. Bean leads us off. Jacobs having a 6 on his outside. Ready to go. In the turn 1 they go. 23 laps are all that is left at Atlanta. As they roar down the back straightaway, the field clumps back together. Jake right on Bean's tail. Bean is going to once again begin to pull away. He has led, I think, he's led most, if not all, of his race. He's put on an absolute clinic here, showing exactly how a race is supposed to be run in Atlanta. This is the gap. It's only about truck length though, but that is a truck length gap he has managed the best of anyone I've seen. Jake looking to the outside, he's gonna move back, tail him everywhere he can, but be just a little bit outside of the draft. Let his engine cool a little bit. Let the opportunity for a run present itself. See, get a brief flyby of the pack there. At number 22 F-150, and forgive me for a second, Jacob 706 has cleared Bean for the lead. One of the few lead changes we've seen today was that number 85. I believe that's an F-150 is going to the lead. No, it's a Toyota Tundra. It's Bean battling back on the bottom. Coming off of turn 4, trying to regain the lead. They're going to be side by side at the line. I believe M706 got it, but Bean may have an advantage as he has the low line going in the 1 and 2. Jake's been able to hold the line on the top. They've been side by side now for a little over 2 laps. They've not been able to get an advantage. Jake has now gone to, has fallen back actually. Bean has gone back to the lead. He's going to try to cycle to find him. There we are. As I wait for the to come on, we have 18 laps to go in this race. So they're side by side once again, going down the back straightaway. And M706 has gone back to the lead. So you look at some of the drivers who are not involved in this battle for the lead. So we have 17 to go. When it's sub 20 to go, drivers start getting antsy. We saw that last week at Chicagoland. Drivers did not want to play nice at Chicago, and the drivers got upset with each other. But who knows when the final lead change will be? Have we already seen it? And there is a caution out on the track. I do not see the cause of it. We will have to get this data after the race. We're sorry. I'm putting out a Twitter DM to see if we can find the cause of that caution. We're going to come back, if my math is correct, we should have about 15 to go. So we're racing again. After pit stops, the field has gotten shuffled a little. I believe we have a leader we have not seen today. That is 83 in the lead as we try to cycle up. Let's see. That is YNR Bob with 2 Bs. Bean's made his way all the way back up to second already. Is there, 3 wide to the lead. It looks like a race at Talladega. Oh, there's a wreck in the back of the pack. Larson fan goes around. M706 goes around. That's the 91 Racing fan around. Caution is out. We only have 13 laps to go at this time. I believe we only have 11 because of a lapse caution time. It's crunch time for all the drivers who haven't been running up at the front. To be fair, it's kind of crunch time for everyone. We come back to the lead, or to the leaders, ready to take the green flag for potentially the final time. Bean leads into the line. He's led most of this race. Can he lead it to the end? That's Limestone Butter on his outside. Excuse me, that's not Limestone Butter. That is another driver. It's another Thor Sport truck. That happens to be. So I consult my experience. That is actually Brett. come off the corner. We have 10 laps to go at the moment. Oh, and I think there's another accident. There's not a field just kind of spread out for a second. We have 9 laps to go at the moment. Single digit laps left. It's really now go big or go home time. You've got defending race winner Arrow currently running second. Did he run Bean down? 8.5 laps left at Atlanta. Most abrasive track will probably be at all season, with the exception of possibly Darlington, where the trucks don't actually go in real life. Bean has put on an absolute clinic here, as I've said many times before, but Arrow Racing Design is currently trying to go back to back. He currently has a very, very big lead to make up 7.5 laps left. Arrow trying to close in here. We'll actually go on board with Arrow. See how close he is. This is the distance. He's in drafting range, of course. Attempting to move up to the front. Both drivers using a high entry and a low middle. And exiting running right to the top. Will that draft be able to help Arrow? He moves out. That probably just for his engine. As they fall back in line. There's the rest of the pack. Huge lead. Arrow and Bean half. I believe we only have 6 laps to go at this point, if I am not mistaken. In fact, we do have 6 laps to go. That's now only down to about 5.5. This is all it is, folks. The closest racing you'll probably see for a little while. There is probably only about a truck's length between them. Arrow's closed on to the back of Bean. Defending winner versus the leader. Will that Flex Seal truck do it all just like Flex Seal does in real life? Only 4 laps left. Excuse me, 5 laps left. Coming to 4 laps to go. Can Arrow pull out and make the pass? He's on the bottom. Literally making contact with the leader. 4 laps to go. He's got to wash up a little bit there. Using another high entry, trying to make a bit of a dive pass. He gets into him. Arrow makes a little bit of contact, probably hoping to slow him up a little. Really have a run going into 3 and 4. A little bit of lag from Bean. That, I believe, is Jake M706. He's made his way back up to the front of the pack. Doesn't seem, though, that he's going to have any influence on this outcome, as we have 3 laps to go. They race down the backstretch. It's now it's only a 3-truck breakaway, but really it's a race between 2. We're gonna come off a turn 4. 3 miles left to race in Atlanta. There is a lap truck up ahead. I doubt they'll catch it in these last couple laps. Oh, and there's an accident actually. And the caution has come out. With 2 laps to go, that's going to set up LF Truck Series overtime for the first time this season. So you look through our little pack of cars here. There's Bean, there's Arrow, HS Racing 2, who's not been fighting for it, and there's Jake. Mr. Creeper is apparently out of this race. Excuse us while we flip through this field. LF Truck Series overtime. Bean 27-13-33. That's a whole lot of numbers. Leads us to the line. 2 laps to go. they've already fallen single file for at least the top 4. That's HS Racing 2 going below the line. It's fast on the drive. That's of course allowed at Atlanta, but not exactly recommended. They make it back to the line without incident. We have a race, being with a very narrow lead over Arrow. They come off 4. 1 lap to go. A mile and a half more to race. Will Bean hold Arrow off? Will Arrow get to the... Will Arrow use the bumper? He has used the bumper. Arrow pushes him up the track. Jake to the bottom of Arrow. Jake M706 has gone to the lead. HS Racing 2 now the only one who seems like he will challenge him. But with a stunning last lap move, Jake M706 comes up, turn 4. He's going to win the second race of the LF Truck Series season. What a finish. Congratulations, Jake M706. You're the winner. That 85 Toyota Tundra has brought home I believe that may be that team's very first win of the year. As a matter of fact, as I consult my thing here, it is Egg Motorsports' very first win of the year. And actually, if I may point this out, Jacob 706 is a part-time driver. So far this season, a part-time driver has won a race. Thank you very much for taking in this racing here. We'll have post-race interviews set up in just a moment. I'm actually gonna go in and make a custom car for Jake's screen here. If we take just a moment to get things squared away. And he was in the 85 here. We're gonna replicate the winner's truck. As we switch away from the pink number 62 that used to reside there, and we pay homage to the truck that won the race. So yeah, take a brief moment. Look at this look at the rain truck here. There we have the truck that won it, Sand Sponsors. Ream logos all around this truck. Let's put some Ream logos on. I actually need to make a correction once I'm done with the sponsors. I've actually inverted the couple of the colors. This is supposed to be white, and this is supposed to be red. Excuse me there. As we've put on the last few Ream logos. The scheme made so that we can have a truck ready to show on the screen when we inevitably interview today's winner. What a finish, folks. If you'll please afford me just a few minutes to get things ready. We'll get the finishing order squared away as soon as we can. Please stand by for station identification here, if I may. This is the LF Truck Series Racing Network. We'll be back in just a moment with post-race interviews. So, we're just about ready for post-race interviews. I need just one more second to get party stuff ready. Jake, congratulations on the win. Being nice run. This is just post-race interviews. I need just a second to get y'all set up so the people can hear you. Okay, party audio is actually enabled in the stream, so, is Arrow in here yet?
Yeah.
Alright, Arrow, from last to be interviewed last week to first to be interviewed this week. We definitely had some good momentum. We're in second for a good portion of the race. How do you feel like you did?
Who are you talking to?
Arrow.
Oh.
Arrow's not in the party.
Oh, he's not. Oh, I thought you said he was here. Excuse me for that stupidity moment. Once he joins, he'll be the first one interviewed. No. Okay.
I might be getting one.
Yeah,
So,
you just move on to like fourth or something like that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do
easy.
fourth. Who finished fourth?
Jocko.
Alright, Jocko. You were in the number 50. Allow me to pull up your, paint scheme for the people to look at while I talk about you. There you are, you're in the Travis Quapple truck. Alright, Jocko. So I believe this is the first time you've been interviewed this season.
His mic just.
Yeah, sorry. I stood up and my mic undid itself. Anyway, go ahead. If you have anybody you wanna trash talk or anything. Alright. By the way, since you're the first one to be interviewed, what was that, first non-stage caution about? Does anyone in this party happen to know, what's going on, with that first caution?
I was leaving.
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest.
We all never know.
Alright, Jocko, thank you for your time. You can go ahead and, head on out if you so desire. Next person to be interviewed. Just a second to get the finishing order.
I think that would be me.
Yes, I take your Bean. Alright. Bean, you pretty much dominated this race right up till the very end. When Arrow gave you the bumper, and allowed, Mr. M706 to take the win. How do you feel about how you ran in the race, the finish? Anything you want to speak your mind on?
It's just frustrating, man. I was really fast. I won stage 1 and 2. I had the fastest car. I was pulling away from everybody, and then I got shuffled back to 5th after the first caution because I took 4 tires, but I got back to the lead after the first lap. I just kept it, and then me and Arrow were about to have a great battle for the win. Then that caution came out when the 2 guys battling for 15th wrecked, and I don't understand why. They're just battling for 15th place and they crashed, which is just absurd to me. Like, I don't know how you do that when you're battling for like 15th place and it doesn't mean anything. So we restarted. I took the white flag as the leader, and then Arrow just gave me the bumper. I can't say anything else. I can't blame him. It's the last lap. I totally understand. I don't expect any payback. That's just good racing, good hard racing. He just went in there harder than I thought he was. I was still going easy, but he went in there really hard and just bumped me out of the way, and that allowed Jake to go by. And that's all I gotta say.
Alright, thank you very much, sir. HS Racing 2, you in here?
Yep.
Alright, HS, you were, hate to call you this, but you were pretty much a non-factor most of the race, and you ended up finishing second. How do you feel?
To be honest, normally I would be happy about a second place finish, but it's counting this race. I'm now on a 13 race winless streak, and I've constantly been really close to getting that first win. But this is probably the closest I've come to getting that win. Once I saw Arrow push Bean up the track, and Jake got to their inside, I was like, okay, I got a chance here. And I knew I had to get to Jake's inside in order to get it, but just wasn't quite enough. But congrats to Jake on the win. He was pretty fast, and overall had a good race. Glad at least we could come home with a top 3, but it's a hard one to swallow.
Do you feel like your future is going to be as bright as your number 88 truck?
I can't really answer that, to be honest with you. I mean, we've definitely shown speed in races. I'll say this might be like my 3rd or 4th second place finish, so we haven't done too bad, but that's just my main goal for the season is get a win.
Thank you very much, HS Racing 2. You may leave the party. Nice job. And the man of the hour, Jake M706. Your truck is a... You were in the 85, correct? I didn't custom.
Yes.
All right, good. Are you watching the stream, by the way?
Well, I watched the final lap of that pass, but currently no.
All right. You'll have to let me know how good I did. I've got a thing going where I've got a thing going where I customize the winner's truck if they're in a custom so that they're not just looking.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
Oh, thanks. Well, Jake, it's your first win this season. Is this your first win overall? I didn't watch last season, so you'll have to fill me in on that.
I'm part-time currently, and I'm in 2. I'm kind of 3, but my 3rd league was in Heat 3, and it ended at the first race of the season because the man who owned it did not want to do any more league races. So that's shocker. I'm in Carnation, and the first race I did in that, well, I finished poorly, even though I had like a 12th place car. And the second race I finished like 4th to Bean, because Bean was just like orange, and I was faster than him, but I just could not get around him. And in this league, I finished like 3rd in my first race at Chicago, and then in this race I was like a 2nd place car the entire race. I was 2nd place in stage 1 and stage 2, and then like coming to like on the final caution, I was happy and sad at the same time, because I knew like Bean had the race won, and then it was just ruined by just one caution. But for some reason I felt like he could maybe win this, but then coming to the final lap into turn 1, he just gets booted out of the way by I think it was his teammate, and then basically he just knocks up the racetrack, and I get underneath him, and I think I'm in trouble because of how loud I was screaming. And coming to the checker, coming to the in the final corners, HS had a run. I knew that he might get underneath me if I choked, and thankfully I'm not Chase Elliott, so I didn't choke, and I brought it home.
I can tell you this, Arrow and Bean are not teammates. Arrow races for LF, Bean is on Bankrupt Row. But being a part-time driver, does this make the win any more special?
Obviously I'm the best on my team right now.
If you will, this will be my last question. Well, actually, second to last. I got one more after this. If you would just take us through your point of view of that last lap pass.
Basically, I knew that I could be a factor. Once he bumped him out of the way, once I put it 3 wide, I was like, oh my god, I can maybe do this. Hold on, I think I could do this. And coming in the backstretch, I was staying on the bottom because I knew if I went high a teeny bit, HS would get send it in there and be a Michael Roots, because me and Michael Roots have had like a shady past between us. Coming to checkered, and I think I'm like in big trouble because of how loud I was screaming. But yeah, that's all I can say.
All right. So this is like a 2-part question. One, and that's kind of the second one kind of hinges on this. Are you going to be racing next week?
Isn't it ISM?
Yes, ISM is next week.
We'll have to see.
Okay. Actually, let me double check. It's either going to be ISM or Martinsville. Yes, it is ISM. Why did I say Martinsville? That's not for another month. Yeah, it'll be ISM.
We'll see.
Okay. If you were to participate, do you feel like having one in another intermediate track is gonna give you some momentum going into the next race?
I think so.
Right.
ISM's not a good track for me, so it's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna be interesting.
All right then. Thank you very much for your time. I've only got one more interview to do. You can head on out.
Alright.
Alright. Congratulations.
Alright, bye.
No problem. Later. So stream, I only have one more person to interview, and of course, as always, we're gonna get the boss man himself. So correction, we can't actually get the boss man himself, as he is a team owner and there was a bit of an owners meeting going on, and he's also offline at the moment. So thank you for watching. This concludes the race. Please tune in next week at, I believe, same bat time, same bat channel, but at ISM Raceway, November 7th at 8 p.m. For the something race. I've been your commentator, Dale Jr. Fan 62. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.